Hello, hello, hello. I am super early. Well, it's not super early. I'm on here about 3 minutes early just to give them time to get me shared over. So hold on just a second. I need to check something really quickly. Hold on. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Okay. Anyways, they're doing Robin's auction right now, so they're finishing up. As soon as she's done, I will um, get started. But how is everybody? Hi, Sue. Hi, Sandy. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Let me get myself shared over to the groups. Hello, hello. Um, okay, that is done. Ooh, I'm on the wrong screen. Let me also do this so I can. Hello. Hi, Carol Frost. How are ya? So I don't know, she's probably got a couple of minutes. So we'll just sit and chat. Hi, Natalie. How are you? Hi, Jeanette. Troy's got his phone really loud. So, anyways, I hope you all have been able to enjoy today. Hi, my Ashley. Um, I've been on all day long. Um, so, and there's still a bunch more to go. So please make sure that you are in the group and you just hit refresh so that way you don't miss anybody. Ah, thanks. I don't wear purple very often, I realized. Hi, Mara. I don't wear purple very often, but it's actually my favorite color. Weird, right? How that happens. Hi, Vicky. Hello, hello. She still has about a minute left. They're still auctioning off her piece, so I will get started in just a few minutes. I need to make sure that they had time to get me shared over. Good morning, Brioni. So once I see that she's finished and I see Grace, then I will get started. But I hope you guys have all been enjoying today. I don't know what happened, but right before I got on, I just got like this big bout of anxiety, like nervous anxiety. And y'all, I don't usually get anxiety when I go live, but this is so important that my hands are shaking. It's really weird. Hi, Robin. Just got up. Oh, I'm sure you just got up. I understand. It would have been super early if you would have started because it was 9 o'clock my time when it started. So um, which wasn't too early for me, anyways. But hi, Carol. Oh my gosh, my heart feels like it's beating outside of my chest. I don't know, Ashley. Anytime I do somebody's event, though, I always get nervous. Even on the mystery box events, which that was a whole different nervous, but I always get nervous. My heart is like beating outside. If you guys were to be out, you could probably see it going like this. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Deborah. I know. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Regine. I I see Sandy and hi, Sheila. Um, well, it is one after, so I'm gonna. Oh, there's Deb. So, hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Terry Lightsey. If you have never been on my page before and I look a little different, it's because I do stream in landscape. So, if you're wondering why your screen looks a little different, that's why. I also stream across a couple of different platforms. I'm on YouTube, I'm on my Facebook page, and I'm also on my business page. So, if any day is important for you guys to sprinkle, especially y'all over on YouTube, because we're on Facebook, but not many of us have been on YouTube today. I don't think anybody has been. So if y'all can sprinkle us over on the YouTube world, let's get the YouTube world involved. So if you're not sure what's happening today, today is the 6th annual Creators for Alzheimer's. And we've been trying to raise money for a little bit now. And some of you guys, at least for me, have done some amazing, amazing things. I don't ever ask you guys, but if there is $1 that you can spare, a coffee that you can go without, and are willing to maybe donate, I would really greatly appreciate it. I am going to pin my link down below. And then at the end of the hour, when I am done creating, I am going to auction off my piece. So I am live, right? The book is not acting proper today either. So, okay, there, I found it for some reason. And then if you're wondering what that little box is, so that little box is, because I am streaming across different platforms, I do put the box on so everybody can see everyone saying hello. So if you can see, there's the little, red, that's from YouTube, but I will take it off when I start creating. Hi, Justin. Hi, Cheryl. Thank you for sprinkling. Brenda. Hello, Kay. I don't know why I can't. I'm going to actually paste my link again over here, and then I'm going to pin it again because it's super important. And if you're not able to donate today, y'all, you can donate at any time. Anytime going forward. If you have a couple of bucks one day and you happen to think about it, please. All right, there it is. So I'm going to pin it now, and then let's get started. So I'm going to put my desk on the screen and I'll tell you what I'm doing today. I'm just so if y'all know, I have Onyx, and y'all know how Onyx loves to chew everything. So I have would you bin that goes around this frame, and I was trying to be really prepared, right? And I cut the would you bin. Do you see that this piece is missing? So, and do you see how much shorter this piece is? So Onyx decided that she was going to help me with my project and decided to take off a chunk. So, yeah, we're going to have to cut another piece. If you're not familiar with would you bin, it's got the same components of wood. You can drill it, sand it, and all that good stuff. But let me tell you what I'm going to do today. Hi, Jean. Hi, Miss Linda. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Barb. Thank you. And then after me is going to be Stephanie from Honey Bear Creates. I love the name Honey Bear Creates. So let me tell you what I'm going to do. So I had one of my beautiful friends on here. I was asking y'all for ideas, and she goes, you know what? And she was telling me a story about someone near and dear to her that is going through the early stages of Alzheimer's. And I don't have anybody in my family that's been affected by it. You guys, most of y'all know that I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, and I've been on some pretty crazy chemo, even still today, and other medications. And they told me that if I continue taking these medications, that is the surefire way to bring on early Alzheimer's. And I was like, excuse me? So it's important, and we're doing a really good thing, y'all. So if you can spare a couple of dollars, please do so, because it's important. So what she suggested for me to do is make a little memory board. Hi, Mary Jo. Hi, Christine. And hi, Stephanie. Hi, Justin. So I said, a memory board. And she goes, yeah, a little memory board. And I thought, that's a great idea. Hi, Debbie. So I went on and I got this little tear pad. It's a magnet on the back, and you can actually tear. I did this so you guys can see. You can tear off just the tasks check off list or the days, whichever one. It's perforated right down in the middle. We're going to use some magnetic paint. This board is just from Hobby Lobby. We're going to make this entire backing magnetic so this can stick on there. And then I bought these which can hold a pin. And y'all know, if you have ever purchased anything from my store, I give these away in my boxes because I think a little inspiration is never a bad thing. And I couldn't decide which pin. I have Saved by Grace, which made me think of grace. And then faith, hope, love, and trust in the Lord. So one of these will go in here, and it fits in here perfectly. And so I'm thinking we're going to put this on here. We're going to put the would you bin around the sides after we fix the piece that Onyx ate. And then if you've been watching me, you know that I have been wanting to use this forever. It's a transfer from the Powerful Words. And I couldn't, it doesn't fit. But y'all, once we get this on here, we're going to take these letters, splice them up, and we're going to put blessed down the side here. That's why I haven't been able to use this yet, because it was meant to go on here. So that's the plan. Y'all know I'm time challenged, so let's do this. I think what we'll start off, don't throw the pieces, Terry, because you don't know where they belong. All right. So I'm going to use the magnetic paint. We're going to make all of this. And I also thought, even though it's going to have blessed on here, you guys know the little like clips that have the magnet on the back. You can put little magnets on here too for like, I don't know if you wanted to put any like doctor cards or something like that. I don't know. Just a thought. Yeah, I guess Onyx needed fiber. I was like, of all the times, Onyx really, and I had even drilled the holes into this piece already, so that way I didn't have to do that. But like I said, Onyx had a whole nother idea. So again, this is magnet paint. You guys can see that's magnet on the back. So all of this back here is going to be magnetic. And the really cool thing is it's actually a really nice black paint. So let's take that off. Hola, Ari. I did take the comments off. All right, let me take some of this. My Ashley has taught me, and I have always kind of done it too, but we need to try to keep my desk area clean, which, well. Well. So I hope you all have been able to enjoy all of the amazing projects that have been done today, but more importantly, the message of today and what we're trying to do. This is the 6th annual longest day ever event, but this is actually my first time, and I'm honored to be here. So thanks, Deb, for asking me to be a part of this. Even though I don't know, like I was saying right before, I don't know why but it always happens. Every time I do someone else's event, I get super nervous. I'm live every day practically, except for Sundays. And y'all know I don't get nervous, but whenever I'm on somebody's event, I get really nervous. I just don't want to do something dumb. Let's put this over here, because something dumb would be to put paint all over that. Hi, Stephanie. It's Pentart. So, yeah, I will. Today, we're not going to really focus on products and all of that stuff. So, if you want to know where anything is from, you can always message me. Today is more about the difference that we can make by, and if you can't donate, just sprinkling, sharing it into your groups, just getting the word out. That is a ton of help too. All right, so Because it is wood, you all know it's going to lift those fibers. So we are still going to knock those fibers down, even though it is the magnetic paint. So we'll get this first layer on, and then we'll dry it, knock those fibers down, and then we'll put one more coat. Hi, Denise. Actually, there's about 90 of us. We've got some friends over on YouTube as well. So please make sure, those of you who are over on my YouTube, please make sure you are doing all the things over there. I would love it if you could let's get the YouTube world over there involved, and hopefully if we get enough activity on the video, and even if they just read my description, and maybe they're looking, like Deb said earlier, maybe they're looking for some information and don't know where to go. Deb has done an amazing description and put the links in there, so you never know. Hi, Kathleen. Thank you for sprinkling. Oh, thanks, Jean. I always get nervous. Always. Hi, Dina. All right, so you can see it actually covers beautifully, but again, it doesn't feel nice whenever you paint on wood because it does lift those fibers. Here comes the Troy boy. I did not do what I said I was going to do because yesterday we had rolling blackouts and we did not have power. We're just going to take a 320. We did not have power until 10:45 last night. I see, son. Oh, you turned your Wi-Fi off. This is my son, Troy, if you're new to me. He is my boss. So if you can see, I don't know if you can see all that the crumbles. That's all of those wood fibers lifting and that's what gives all the pokies and doesn't feel nice. So, all right, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let's get that off of there. And then we're going to put one more layer. We'll get that woody bin down. All right, so let's put on one more coat of the magnetic paint, and then we'll work on the outside. And this one, I'll make sure I'm not going in 7 different directions. Hi, Claudia. So I was saying on my live this week, I was going to have to buy Troy. If you don't know, my son loves Amazon deliveries and he loves phone cases. And every time I'm live, he knows that, most everybody comes for him anyways. I'm just kind of like, background noise. But you need to get Troy a phone case. He needs another phone case. He has hundreds of them. Anyways, I said, I hope you're on your best behavior on Friday and you don't shut off the computer or do anything. So I said, well, I'll need to order him a phone case so that way he won't, And of course, we have rolling blackouts and we don't have power yesterday, which was very interesting. I'm in California. We've been in the hundreds here. So thankfully, yesterday it wasn't scorching hot and we weren't suffering. Good morning, Nikki Hunter. Hi, Melinda. Sprinkle us everywhere, y'all. Let's see if we have 87. We have 88 people. Let's see if we can get 100 friends. And if 100 friends can spread the word, how amazing would that be? I do have a link that is pinned at the bottom if you find in your hearts or you are able to donate. If not, sprinkling is more than enough. Hi, Shonda. how are you? PT time, y'all. All right, so I'm thinking that's pretty good. Good enough. It's good enough because we're going to work on the outside. So we need to miter that piece, which is always fun because mitering after the fact, after you've already done the corners, is not the best, but we'll figure it out. All right. So with wood bin, you do want to use a wood glue, whichever you prefer. I'm going to use Type Bond Quick and Thick. I'm going to move this out of the way. Let's put this upside down so I don't have to fight with that. And I'm going to get my silicone brush to get any of the goopies out. And then let's do this. Thank you, Cynthia. We are going to be 100 all week. Oh, are you? Yeah, so right now, I don't know what it is, but the AC, we haven't turned that AC off all week. And yesterday, when the power went off, actually, when the power went off yesterday, I'm going to use one of my glue toppers to figure out what's going on in here. When the power went off yesterday, I noticed my fan stopped, and I thought, oh, great. I've had the fan on for so long that it's conked out on me. Really? You know what's going to happen, right? It's going to just go everywhere. And I'm trying not to squeeze it hard because I don't want it to go everywhere. But yeah, that's what I thought originally, was that the fan had given out because, you know, it's been going the entire time, because unfortunately with chemo you have personal summers 365 days of the year, and so I always have the fan on. All right, so the widget bin is not going to take up the entire width, as you can see, which is fine. I just want it right in the middle. You do want to heat it up before and after, just so that it'll make contact with your surface. Texas breeze. Hello. Thank you for sprinkling. Hi, Sybil. Thank you. Yeah, Sue, that's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to go splat. So I'm trying to not let it do that. All right, and then let's take, really, you can't even read your own writing, Terry. Let's take the right one and put the writing there. The right one there, the writing. All right, I'm just, because I already know what the way it's going to go is, it's going to just splat all over. And although it will make Sue's day, it will give me even more anxiety than I already have. All right. And I thought here at the bottom, I didn't even say, at the bottom, I'm going to put the hooks so that way you can hang your keys at the bottom. That's why I drilled little holes. Oh, look at that. That's why I drilled little holes down here at the bottom. So you can put your, hang your keys. So that way you have your little, like, task list, to-do list, and then you could put your keys here. So that way when you grab your keys, you can remember to either look at what's you're needing to grab from the grocery store, or, what have you. All right, so we're just going to heat that. Make sure it's down good. And then I'm actually going to squeeze that together so the ends of that miter touch and are seamless. Hi, Beth. How are you? Hi, Kim. What's happening, Terry? You're grabbing all the wrong tools. Hi, Roxanne. Hello, Miss Kathy. 93, y'all. And please, when you do sprinkle, just make sure it's in a spot that you're allowed to. We don't want you to get in trouble. All right, let's get this one up here, and then we'll have to deal with the bottom and redoing the hose down at the bottom. And it's just to give it, because it's so plain, right? So we'll give it just a little bit of something with a little trim on the edges. Hey, Nicole. Yeah, what was really crazy is the outage actually went pretty far. It went all the way to Fresno, which I thought was really strange. So I don't know what the deal was with that. And, we got the notification that was like, oh, your power is set to come back on at, all right, y'all know I don't like the wobbly, and this is wobbly. Hold on a minute. Your power is set to come back on 6:45. And then it said 8:45. And then it said 10:45. And I kid you not, at 10:45 on the dot, I'm just going to heat this back up. If you guys can see, it's curved in. I don't like that. I'm going to heat that back up, and I'm going to move it. At 10:45 on the dot, it came back on. And of course, when it did that, the TV downstairs came on, the lights came on, so I had to come downstairs and turn everything off. Okay, so I need to cut this, which is really backwards. You typically don't want to cut your miter after, you guys have seen me miter, So we might end up having a small gap here because this is not how you're supposed to miter. And if we do, you guys know I'm just going to use my Ranger paste that I love to fill in any gaps that we have, and then nobody will ever know. All right, so let's get, you don't want to cut your wood jubin when it's cool because it will snap. So I'm just going to come and excuse my big head if it gets in camera. All right, and then let's get this other one. Again, I'm thinking we're going to have a little bit of a gap because you should not, see, dang it. You shouldn't miter this way. This is very backwards. No, don't take my, you see, Choi was already going to take the pad, y'all. He would have done all his markings. You would have had no all over it. I don't think the person who wins this wants your no's all over their task, their to-do list, Troy. All right, that's our last piece. Then we can move on and we're going to paint. So I can already tell there's going to be probably a weird gap there, but never know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, there's going to be a gap. That noise is my dog, Troy and Onyx. They love to mess with each other. Mitering is super easy, but this is not the way to do it. You don't want to cut like that. You want to stack them on top of each other and then cut, just like I did these, and then they're perfect. When you have to cut the miter to try to line up, oh no, you can't do that either. That's inventory. Sue will not care. She probably would laugh, but Okay, let's get some of my Ranger. So I love this stuff. I use it whenever I have molds. If it has a little bit too much cracking going on. It's just got awesome fluffy texture. So if you guys can see down here, there's a gap there. We're just going to close that gap up so nobody knows that Onyx ate the first one and the miter is off. It dries quickly. And yeah, also if you're new to me, Troy gives me my medicine, gives me stuff, my makeup, because apparently I don't do my makeup well because he always redoes my makeup or wants me to do something more to it. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yep, I took a pill without a drink. The nerve of me. Thank you, son. Okay, so I can't see comments. Hold on one second. So on the outside, I was thinking, Troy, please don't. I'm thinking that I'm just going to use the Waverly Dust. I haven't used this in so long, but I thought just a soft blue on the outside would be pretty. Hi, Denise. Denise, I tried to say hi to you earlier, but I couldn't reply to comments. See, isn't it pretty? So we're just going to paint that on the outside there. And Sue, stop yelling at me. Sue's yelling at me. I can hear. Are you really going to use that size brush? No, I wasn't. I'm going to use that size brush, though, to get it in the... There's a little gap there, if you guys can tell. So... If you guys hear me talking about Sue, she usually stays over on YouTube. I don't like to say she's my admin. That just sounds weird to me. She's my online mom. She's been with me forever. But she yells at me just like my mom used to whenever I'm doing silly things or well, she just feels I need to be yelled at that day. All right, so now I'm just going to take this. See, it's just a pretty blue. I forget about my Waverly paints because I have them in the cabinet behind me. Hola, Olga. Oh, not again. I will put the subtitles on my YouTube as soon as I'm done. Olga. All right, so you see, this gives it a little bit of a finish. I don't need to yell at you. You're yelling at yourself and still managing. So, oh, thanks. Yeah, I know. Hi, Debbie. If you also watch me, you know I'm time challenged. I hardly ever finish anything in one sitting. It usually takes me at least 2. So that's probably a big reason why I have a lot of anxiety too. But after this, really, we're going to you know, obviously clean up all of this and then attach the pin holder, do the blessed, and then we should be good. All right, let's take the smaller one and I probably will do it off camera because that's just busy work, but I will take a detailed brush and get in that little crevice there, because I'm definitely not going to leave it like that. That just, not my style. It's unfinished, and we don't do unfinished. All right, let's get this side. Hi, Trish. Does the wood glue the tight bond? Yes. It dries fast. Is that what you're talking about, Stephanie? The wood glue? Hi, Miss Edie. How are you? That's what I use for the wood you bend. Yes, it dries. It dries pretty fast. However, when you're putting on the wood you bend, you still have, it still gives you, you know, a little bit of open time if you needed to heat it back up and move the piece. Like adjust it like I did when that one side was not right. Now the beads that are up here at the top, and I will take that plastic off. The beads that are up here at the top, I think what I'm going to do with that is just use some Lazur gel. And if you are not sure what that is, it's like a wood stain. I think I have them sitting down here. I don't know if we'll get to that, but I'm thinking that I'm just going to stain the beads here. But again, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I would pop off this plastic, but it is screwed in, so I don't want to waste time getting out my screwdriver and all of that stuff. But I will take off this plastic piece here. Again, Ashley? All right, almost done. I know painting is just, oh, so fun to watch. All right. Let me move that bead, and this one's fine. Okay. You guys, I need to use this color more. I really like this color. It reminds me of the country blue that I love. And then, of course, we can't just leave it like this. Y'all already know. So we'll go in with some antiquing paste and do some highlighting to it as well. All right, let's dry this off. They don't understand. Hello, Miss Edie. Thank you for spreading the blessings. Look at that. I'm already 40 minutes. What happened? I didn't even do anything to be 40 minutes in. Good cuggly muggly, y'all. All right, so we're just going to... That is so cool. So I'm sure you guys can't see, but it's already magnetized. Do you see that? So that magnet paint is very awesome. So, and then if you wanted to use it for something else and you didn't want to put the pad on there, you know. All right, now I hid the pad, right? Didn't I? I hid it from Troy. Yes, I did. Okay, so. Oh. I'm thinking right about there, right? Isn't that neat? I'm telling ya. Okay, and I'm guessing, I mean, Saved by Grace, it's like perfect because, you know, Deb, right? So, Troy's listening to me. I can hear my awful voice. Yep. So if we put that there, and then we cut these and put this down here, and then where I think I'm only gonna do 3 hooks. One in the middle, and one here and here. Right? So, Troy, please turn that down, son. This is just double stick. I'm not gonna do anything yet, but that'll just go there. That'll be our pin. Is gonna go like that. And then let's get this on here. So we're gonna do blessed. And one of my friends sent me this ruler in order for me to keep my life in order as far as putting things in the middle. Let's see if it actually helps. But I do have a bunch of foil all over it. All right, so let's cut these. How about we use an adult size pair of scissors, Terry? We've got things to do today. I'm going to kind of cut off the excess because I need to see where these are going to go, right? But literally, I was saying, I've been wanting to use this word and putting blessed on something since I opened up that pack. And y'all know, there was never the right place to put it. But this is why. Okay, so we got to start with one of the S's because blessed has 7 letters. And we need to put one of the S's in the middle. Hello, welcome. Yes, Honey Bear Creates. Stephanie is up after me. All right, so excuse all of the all right, so if we put 0 here and go 4 and 7/8, so that is all right. So middle is here. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, as much as we can be. So let's put that S right there. Seriously. That's what you have pokey tools for, Terry. All right. And then let's get my transfer tool and we'll get this one on here. Don't forget, all you need to do is hit refresh in the group. Okay, and then you guys know I've always talked to you about that halo. That's why you need a polishing pad. So let's get rid of that ugly halo. And there you go. And then let's do this. Because, you know, Terry will definitely spell it wrong. Okay. So, let's see now. Where do we have to? Whoop. Let's keep the rest of you. So, I'm going to put it off to the side just so I can see where everything is going to land. Because there's so much extra. We actually have a good amount of space, so all right, it doesn't have to be so super close. Okay, let's put that E on. Hi, Trees. And you guys, you know, if it's crooked, I always say just tip your head to the left or to the right. Whichever way it needs to be tipped in order to make it straight. Well, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. Thank you. In the middle-ish. In the middle-ish. Exactly. You know, and if it starts doing a wobble, well, like I said, just kind of move your head left or right. It'll get in the middle at some point. How much time do we have? Don't forget, in the last few minutes, we're going to auction this off. And whoever does win, you will need to use my link in the description and then send me a screenshot of your donation, and then I'll cover the shipping and I will send it out to you. But thank you all for being here, taking some time out to spend with us today. Oh, no, Terry. No, no. Everyone who has donated, thank you so very much. Oh, that would be helpful, Ash. So helpful. All right, I guess it doesn't really matter now. I like it. I like it. Like I said, if you buy a coffee at Starbucks or, you know, whatever your vice might be, if you can maybe give that up and donate, that would be amazing. Just for one day. Don't buy coffee tomorrow and donate today. I like it. This is why I'm serious, y'all. This is why I couldn't use. It wasn't meant to go on anything. It was supposed to go on here. I've been trying to use this ever since I opened that pack, the powerful pack. Now I know. Wasn't supposed to. All right. Get our last letter on. And let's burnish that down. I may throw all of this away because that doesn't need to be in your guys' view. And let's burnish that down. Get rid of all those halos. Go ahead and I'll put this on. I'm going to stand up for just a minute. Hi, Sheila Teagan. Okay. And then I also brought out, because I have a little angel here, and I feel like the little angel needs to be put on here somewhere, so let's put that angel on there. But before we do that, I'm going to get my antiquing paste. Y'all already know I can't leave that like that. That is against the rules. But I don't want to get it on here, so look at how cool that is. Let's take that off. And let's get some of the antiquing paste. And let's just age this up just a little bit on the outside to give it a little bit of dimension, because this is just, it looks good, but we can make it look better. Again, I know that looks really tacky. We'll get that off. But there's a screw in the back. Do you guys see? They screwed that in. So I didn't want to do this before I did the transfers, because obviously you don't want any kind of paste, wax, anything like that on there. Then I would have been able to get it down. These beads are going to drive me bonkers. And then I'm just going to get a shot towel, and we're just going to wipe that back. Ay, ay, ay. Then we'll go in and hit it with a little bit of wax. It might have been nice if I brought the wax over here. All right, and then let's just. Now, over here, you guys can see it's a lot darker right there. I didn't want it to be that dark, so I'm going to take a little bit of clear, transparent wax, and we're just going to get some of that off. Then we're going to go in with the chameleon varnish in blue. So I'm just going to literally dip my shop towel in there, and we're just going to remove some of that because I just wanted it to sink down to the bottoms where there would naturally be some depth down there. Okay. And then let's go in with a little bit of chameleon wax. Hi, Miss Connie. And we're going to go, I don't know if you can see the shift that's in that. Can you see that? And we're just going to come right out here. Just to the tops. And as usual, we're not going to choke up on the brush because we don't want a whole lot of pressure. But you kind of always want to go in and give it a little bit of depth, a little bit of highlight. These, again, I am just going to come in and I have some Lazur gels down here. Well, I won't have enough time to do it with you guys, but I'm just going to leave the natural wood and just stain those. Okay. So, Sue, we've got about 3 minutes left. Sue, will you do a start and stop for me? And then this is going to go here. We actually can put it anywhere we want. And then let's take our little angel. So we are going to, I'm going to put the comments back on the screen so that way you guys can see the comments that are coming in on YouTube as well. Yeah, I'll do a 2-minute timer. If you can do the start and stop, just give me a second to pull the timer up. Oh, yeah, we don't want to do 2 hours. I mean, it could be interesting, but let's do 2 minutes. So, Sue, when you're ready, go ahead and put the start. And we're going to start this off at $40. As soon as we see Sue's start, you guys will be able to see it in that little box that's right. I can't see because my camera is in the way. Right here. There's your start. So $40. Oh yeah, I could do 3 minutes. I just didn't have that much time. I didn't want to go over. So we're going to do 3 minutes, y'all. So hold on. So start off at $40 and let's go. We have K at 50. So you guys already know this is not going to go on without heavy body gel because we don't trust anything else to not come off. We have K at 50. Thank you, K. All right, who took the heavy body gel? Oh, nobody. We have Kay holding it at 50. I do see you, Carol Ann and Mary Jo. Thank you so much for your bids, but we have Kay at 50. Ashley, can you believe it? I thought about putting bling on it, but not everybody wants bling. So I have Kay at 50. And remember, this is not going to me. This is going to be donated to my link that is in the description. So once you make your donation, then all you have to do is just send me the screenshot and then I will get it off to you. So we're going to put this little angel because I think it's fitting. So right now, Kay has it at 50. We have a minute and 43 seconds. I'm going to probably go over my time, y'all. But don't forget, right after me is Honey Bear Creates, Stephanie. So just hit refresh. No, I don't think she needs to go like off. I think she needs to go straight. So so right now Kay is holding it at 50. Y'all, I never ask you for things, but please, it's for a good cause. Kim Fogel for 55. Thank you, Kim. All right, so I am going to take my silicone brush. We have Kay at 65. Thank you, Kay. We have 33 seconds left. Oh, yes. She belonged there. She definitely belonged there. Kay has it at 65. Thank you so much, Kay. We have about 15 seconds left. Kim Fogel for 70. Kim Fogel, Kay. Kim was like, no, ma'am. Again, thank you so much, Deb, for inviting me. We have Kay for 100. And there's the timer. So go ahead and let's see the stop from Sue. Right now, Kay is got it for $100. We're just waiting for that stop. And there's a stop. So, Kay, thank you so very much, Kay. Take a screenshot of your donation. My link is pinned, and also it's in the description. I love you guys so much. Hit refresh. Go over and see Stephanie. I'll see y'all in the comments. Talk to you soon. Bye.